Ivan Neville, thanks for coming to be a part of Red Hot in New Orleans.
Thank you. Thank you for having
I'm
me.
going to have to make a little stage announcement. So, Red Hot in New Orleans?
New Orleans, we don't say that.
No?
Nah, you know what? Not for me.
Give me your take on it.
New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans,
New Orleans. Okay.
New Orleans.
Got it.
Then New Orleans, nobody from down there never don't say that. We don't say that. Yeah.
Well, all this happened before me, so I'm just doing my interpretation of it. But New Orleans to me is, a lot of people like to think of as jazz because it birthplace of jazz. But then you have people like Fats Domino, some of the founding members of rock and roll, and there's Mr. Allen Toussaint and Dr. John, of course, and the Neville Brothers. So to me, New Orleans music, when we speak of New Orleans music, I like to look at it as a musical gumbo. It's just everything in one pot. You never know what you come out with. We got Manny Fresh from Cash Money Records, former producer for Cash Money Records, playing with us. Got Mark Broussard. So it's all one big family. There's a connection in all the music, and that's just New Orleans. It runs in our blood, and that's how we're able to pull this show off.
I would say music pretty much to me is what saved my life as far as growing up in New Orleans, because New Orleans is a fast-paced city, and we're known for all the wrong things except our culture of music. As far as when it came to the culture or whatever, it's all around you, everywhere. Some people embrace it, some people don't. New Orleans is known for being the big easy because we on cruise control. We just take it however it comes or whatever.
Some people think they jive me, but I know they must be crazy.
Playing with probably Dr. John. Yeah, he has a lot of history, and we really look up to artists like him because they laid the foundation for us. We picked a bunch of musicians that's some of the core people that shaped the New Orleans sound, and we were able to have some of them here. So we just wanted to do some of the original material. Dr. John has hits older than I am, and we just wanted to go back and revisit some of those things and have my band back him up. Get a little nervous when Dr. John is there, and I'm like, how am I supposed to direct Doc? They either know him or they wrote him. That's what's special about this show.
I've been playing with Troy since he was about this tall. His brother was about that tall. Everything in my life's been connected around all of this, and it's real close-knit things, and I love that. I've been blessed watching the new breed coming up. It's like this was some of these guys' predecessors with the Dirty Dozen, and all of that kind of thing connects. There's no way to unconnect any of it. That's what the great thing in New Orleans is. New Orleans is pretty much isolated from the United States in that it's more part of the Caribbean. It's the northern end of the Caribbean more than it is the southern end of the United States in its way. New Orleans started off being an outpost for Saint Domingo and Havana, and I don't think it ever quite melted into the U.S. of A. whole thing some kind of way. Well, I had a guy that studied with Chano Pozo, the great Cuban guy that was a guy named Didymus. He was from Ethiopia, and he started my band. And he's the one that said, when I told him the guy was gonna have V do something to front the band when we were starting to the joint thing, was this guy Ronnie Barron. And his manager said, oh, no, it's not gonna, I want him to do something like, which I'm thinking, oh, what an idiotic word to use. And so Didymus grabbed me after and I says, you do it. And I said, what do you mean? I'm like, I write songs, but he says, if Sonny and Cheryl and Bob Dylan and people like that think they could sing, you do it. And that's what gave me the heart to try it. And I thought it'd be last one record or be a one record off deal, and then I go back to producing records, and that's what I was comfortable with. But life don't always deal you the hand you considered going into the game. And sometimes the hand is good, sometimes it's confused mental, and sometimes it's something else.
Set your tail on fire, talk about